Mic check, mic check. I hope y'all can hear me. Hey.
Is Jazz here?
Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, my name is Tiffany Michelle. It's been a minute, not gonna lie. The last time you guys see me was months ago, and then further than that was years. So I have not been consistent at all. I'm just trying to balance life right now, and we'll get into all that. But yeah, I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know where I've been, what's been going on, where I'm at now. Because you guys, I started this YouTube when I was, I think, 20 years old. I'm 24 now, and you guys have only seen but a sliver. You guys have not seen me throughout the years. So I just want to give you guys a quick rundown, a little girl chat. So if you got snacks, if you're on the phone, go ahead, hang up. Or if you and your girl want to listen together, do that. Put her on FaceTime and y'all sit and y'all watch my video. Love, like, comment, and support. Subscribe, please. Yeah, I hope that I hit some things on the head for you guys, because life gets hard. It gets so hard, and I'm still trying to balance everything. I don't have all the answers. I'm not going to have all the answers. I'm only 24. And also, because I didn't want to lose my train of thought, I went ahead and I wrote everything down on these little cards right here so that I wouldn't be blabbering like I am right now. Right, so let's get right into it. What happened and where did I go over these years? You guys haven't seen me since probably the very early end of my YouTube channel, which was about 4 years ago, like I said earlier. Life got busy. So for those who don't know, I'm in the military and I work with aircraft engines. So about 2 years ago, I made second class. With second class, I'm now in a supervisor position. And so more responsibility came over me, and I didn't know how to balance my out of work and my personal life relationship, and things just started to stress me out a lot. And so I didn't want to go to work, be to work all day, and then come home and pick up a phone and be all smiley, happy, hunky-dory, when that just wasn't the case. I went ahead and relocated across town to another base, and here it's been really hard navigating a new platform and understanding this engine that I'm on right now. And so once again, I would go to work all day, come home, and I'd just be beat. I didn't want to do anything else. I didn't want to get behind a camera. I didn't even want to go work out, which I really should be doing. It's a couple times I picked up and dropped that. Yeah, I just got lazy, and if it wasn't about work, ain't doing nothing really. I have people who relied on me. Well, I have people who rely on me at the workspace, and so all my time and effort while I'm there went into trying to make sure we were doing the job required of us, doing it to the T, and setting the next shift up for success. And when you live life like that every single day for your job, it just gets draining. And so I wasn't in the mental state to get behind a phone, camera, what have you, and record. Also, not to mention, a couple years ago, I did get scammed out of a large sum of money. Yeah, they got me, sister. They got me. But I got very, very, very sad, very depressed. Got into a real depressive state after that happened, because I didn't want to think of myself as the gullible type, and for that to happen on a large scale that it did, I couldn't focus on anything else. Like, I had rent due every month. Not only rent, but I had a car payment at the time, and I had utilities. Like, there were just a lot of things that required me to have my steady income, and it got completely wiped. And so it put me in a really sad, depressive state. I remember crying and telling my mom and my dad, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And they really couldn't help me. Like, they're all the way in Georgia, out of state, living their separate lives. I'm a grown adult who has a steady income, yes, but when that happened, I had nothing to my name. Nothing. And so I had to figure out how to get $1 million by tomorrow. Still trying to figure it out, but you get where I'm coming from, right? And so I basically had to pick up DoorDash on top of the military job that I already had, that I go to work in the morning for, get off at around 2 in the afternoon, and then from 2 in the afternoon I would pick right up into DoorDash, and I would go from 2 p.m. to like 8, sometimes 10 p.m. trying to make my money back.
Yes, I did that. And you would do it too for a check. I was an employee, and I was gonna get employee of the month, and that's on period.
But what I didn't understand at the time, because all the checks I've made from DoorDash, they weren't taxed. I had to pay that taxable money back to the IRS. And so it was just financial after financial after financial issue. How was I going to make ends meet? I couldn't. Like, life hit hard and I could not focus on you guys at the moment because I had to make sure myself was good, myself was straight. We're okay now, but it was rough for a while. And then the one you guys probably know about, I went through a very, very hard, very, very tough breakup. One of the worst pains that I've ever experienced in my life, sister. I was scrubbing the ground and not in a good way. So on top of the financial issues and the work-life balance, I did go through a very, very tough breakup back in July of 2024. And I'm sure you guys seen the cheating on me video on Christmas. Yeah, this story is about him, but we're gonna get deeper into the situation, right? So back in July, I was transferring squadrons, but I still had friends from my old squadron that I would call from time to time. So I go ahead and call one of my friends, just checking in on them, seeing how they were doing. And I guess, looking back, they weren't really my friend, but because they withheld this information from me. But they go to tell me, they were like, "Hey Jackson, remember the time you and your boyfriend were on the boat?" Because we all worked together on the boat. "When you and your boyfriend were on the boat and you would go to bed early and he would stay behind and hang with his friends." "Yeah." "Well, I saw him in the mez decks, very, very touchy-feely with some girl we knew, some girl that was very much, she wasn't in the picture like with me and him, but she was a very close friend. You've got to watch people like that. But I saw him with old girl down in the mez decks, very touchy-feely, like very cheatingly, like touching as if he didn't have a girlfriend, kind of touchy-feely. And if he did have a girlfriend, I don't know why he'd be doing this down in the mez decks. The mez decks is where we eat, if you guys didn't know." So with this information being told to me, this just added fuel to the fire, because past December, as you guys seen in my YouTube video, if you haven't, go check it out, but the past December of 23, I found out that he was flirting back and forth, basically cheating with another female in his Jamaican circle. We tried to put it behind us and move on and tried to make things better, but it just was always in my mind, because once you find out that your partner was capable of doing that to you, what else are they capable of doing? And so it was just hard for me to get over, not gonna lie. I didn't know what to do. Me and my boyfriend were long distance. I was in Virginia, well, I am in Virginia, and he was in Texas. And so hearing this, I couldn't just drive up to his house, confront him face to face. So I immediately hang up the phone and get on the phone with him, and we have our spiel. Moral of the story, he's done. He wants to call it quits. He wants to break up. And this is when I didn't know my value, because I immediately went into panic mode. And I cried, I begged, I called, I texted.
I love him. I know him, y'all. I know him. I know.
Let's work this out. Like, we can make this work. We can fix us. Me saying all of this, and he didn't want any parts of it. And so I remember it was a Sunday morning and I had to be to work because I was out on a detachment somewhere else. So I had to be at work on a Sunday morning, and he texted me his last spill, his very last spill. And I just remember bawling my eyes out, could not stop crying, to the point where my eyes were so puffy that I had to put on glasses, like shades, dark shades, to go into work. Because, I mean, everybody was going to know I was crying, but I just didn't want to show that side of me at work. So I tried to put on the shades, thinking it was going to block whatever. Going through the worst heartbreak of your life and then still having to carry on with life, bro, that is so hard. That is a job within itself, because time don't stop. Bills still need to get paid. Your kids still need to get fed. Don't have kids, but just for those who do, like, you can resonate with me. Like, everybody's life around you is still very much going, and so does yours. I was in a fog. I remember for weeks, I was just in a fog. And one day, I was just like, I'm done crying. Not for the right reason. Hold on. One day, I just woke up and I was like, I'm done crying. Like, I'm over him. Like, I don't need him. I can do so much better without him. Watch this. And that's when everything started to crumble afterward. I started hopping from this guy, seeing what this guy's about, seeing what that guy, talking to every guy I wanted to, basically. That's because I was trying to fill the void of what I lost with him, and I was trying to replace it. I wasn't healing properly. Big mistake. The next guy, we started talking in late October, and we got very close very quickly. I remember he got hurt, and so I offered, while he was going through all his surgeries, to take care of him. And mind you, this was only like 3 weeks of us talking.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Not my best moment. I very much played myself. I was hurting at the time and I didn't know. And so we're seeing each other. He's at my place. We're talking. We're cooking together. We're going out on these dates. We're going to watch Christmas lights. He takes me out to dinner for my 24th birthday, and we're having such an amazing time together. But we would always have that conversation of, what are you looking for? Where are you at right now in life? And it would always be, I'm not looking for anything right now. I'm seeing you and seeing you only, but I can't commit. I can't have a girlfriend right now. I'm focused on my job. I'm focused on my career. I'm just going through surgery. Like, I need time to heal. I was giving very much wifey level care to a man that wasn't even my man. But he was here and he was keeping me preoccupied in my mind. Like, we had already been through so much together from jump, where I just didn't want to walk away. Do you guys see the problem? And so March comes around and he's getting ready to go out and do something for a couple weeks with his job. And I remember we get together to hang out, not thinking it was going to be our last time, but we get together to hang out, and I can immediately tell. First of all, I had to beg this man to, I get so embarrassed because the way I let myself stoop so low for these men, it infuriates me. It makes me upset with myself that I let myself stoop that low for a man that was not reciprocating anything on any level back to me. I call him like 2 days after not hearing from him, and he basically tells me that it's done. He's done. It's fizzled out. He's just more focused on his career and getting back to health, and he's not looking for a girlfriend for the final time. And kind of like, though I didn't love him yet, that was still a heartbreak for me, because like I said earlier, we fell quick and fast. Like, we did a lot of stuff together. I met his uncles, his auntie, his cousins, his mother while he was in the hospital. I brought them food, like, and then for him to tell me that he could not commit to me, it was hard. It was heartbreaking because I was giving so much effort for nothing. Man after man after man, I was just in a really bad state. And I have nobody to blame for it but myself. because I kept putting myself in these situations, man after man after man. I just could not put on a happy face and once again get behind a camera. And I just poured all myself into these men, and I let these men consume me and be my sole happiness. And so I took a step back from men. I didn't want anything to do with them for a while. And then I started reading books, healthy mindset books, good habit books, learning what kind of person I am in a way. Like, I found out that I have a very serious anxious attachment style, which explains so much looking back, whether it be the romantic relationships I had, the platonic relationships I've had, just work relationships in general. Like, I always wanted someone to approve of me, and I was willing to break my back and then some to get their approval, with them not having to show me anything, which is crazy. But yeah, so books like that, how to regulate my anxious attachment style, how to form good, healthy habits when it comes to relationships. I also, and I'm so happy because it's so hard for me to make friends. Like, guys, I'm making friends. I've never had friends here before because I was so consumed in my relationships. I didn't feel like I needed anybody else. We started going on brunches. We started going on dinners. We started going out together. We started doing activities together. And it's just great to have like-minded people around you and who can show up for you and comfort you when you can't do it yourself on some days, you know? And so I started making friends, and I started taking more pictures again on Instagram and putting outfits together and doing get ready with me's on TikTok and these small little short vlogs on TikTok, just really getting back into content creating, which I fell in love with at 20 years old when I started this YouTube channel. And one kicker that I'm really into right now is like my personal hygiene and my health just in general, whether it be maintenance or what is it called? Like balancing my pH and ingesting things that are good for me on the inside to make my outside look amazing. For me, of course. For me, just recently, about 2 weeks ago, I went and got a colonic done. And if you guys don't know what a colonic is, do your research. I feel like everybody should get one at least once in their life. Trying these new health things, like my health journey, it's just amazing. I love it. It's so much fun because that's just what life is about. Just experiencing, navigating, finding out things you like and things you don't like about yourself and making those necessary changes. I've been living my 20s for me, finally, because at one point in time, I lived for everybody else, and me was actually on the back end. I started getting out of my head as much because I am a chronic worrier. Like, my anxiety, yes, I want to be a perfectionist and I want to be in control all the time. And these are just habits that I find myself having to work on. Once again, self-reflection. I'm now finally starting to understand that I can only control myself. I can't control the people around me. I can't control what people do, but I can control me and the settings I put myself in. I'm grasping that. There are moments where I still have a hard time, but I feel like once I pick that up and secure it with every situation I go through, golden. And so I really do feel like finding the love for myself and taking the necessary steps to heal really has made a drastic change. Looking back to last year or to earlier this year, I've made tremendous strides. I've learned, and I can definitely say I am now on the uphill with everything. And it just feels good. And so the last couple things, where am I at now? Well, I'm still trying to learn how to be in my femininity and my soft girl era It's very hard because it's just me. I'm by myself up here in a state far away from my family. And so sometimes I feel like I have to be my own support system. And in reality, nobody's going to have your back like you for you but you. And so I find myself always having to be my own support system. And it gets stressful. And sometimes I drop the ball and I don't want to do things. So I feel like being that sometimes for myself all the time, I don't have time to be feminine because sometimes I have to be stern. I have to put my foot down. I have to mean what I say and say what I mean 24/7. Another thing, on a very serious topic, my relationship with God. It is not the best right now, and I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I have fallen so far from His grace, and there are times where I feel like I'm not worthy of coming to Him, and I know that's not true, but I just feel so unclean and so dirty. And I get when people say in those moments, in those times of hardships, is when He loves you most and He wants you to run to Him. With everything I've said, everything I've done, everything I'm doing, how can He love? I don't want to cry. How can He love somebody like me? I haven't tapped into my word in a very long time, to the point where I don't even know the word anymore, and I can't apply it to my life because if I don't know it, how am I able to apply it? And so I am going to tap back into having that relationship with God, but I'm going to keep that private just because I'm not perfect and I will fall short sometimes, as everybody does. But I think that's just something personal I want to do. I want to walk forward with. Got my soapbox. Tapping back in with God is a must. On a lighter topic, like I said, I'm finding out what I like and what I don't like about myself. And with that, there are some things I can work on when it comes to being a better friend, being a better partner, being a better sister, being a better daughter. So all these toxic traits that I have, I'm learning how to drop those and let them go completely and to build better habits. Essentially, I just want to be a good person. And I am also advancing my schooling and my work career with the military. I don't know if I'm going to stay in for the full 20 or not, but it's looking like I am because the Navy ain't done me bad yet. I have started school. I've taken a couple classes, so I'm very proud of that because it's hard to navigate your personal life, your work life. So it's just, I'm very proud that I'm able to manage it. And my final thing, and just overall working on the woman I envision myself becoming. There have been many things I'm not proud of, and a lot of things that I have done that weren't on the good side. But I feel like with those experiences came a lot of life lessons that I'm now applying to my everyday and the relationships I make moving forward. Am I ready to start dating? Absolutely. I would love to start dating again. But right now I am in a season of rejection where I put myself out there and I get shot down or I get denied. And that's okay because I feel like if God wants it to happen, it'll find me. The guy God sends for me will find me. Easier said than done because sometimes it gets a little lonely at night. But yeah, when everyone comes along and is for me, it is what it is. I'm not rushing it. Life goes on. Alright guys, so hopefully that was kind of a clear, brief synopsis. Is that the word? I don't think that's the word. That was just a brief summary. There we go. That was just a brief summary of where I've been, what I've been doing, what's been happening in my life, and why I haven't came to you guys sooner. I will try to be more consistent with my posting on here. I have a trip. I actually go back home on Wednesday. So hopefully you guys will get some good vlogs out of that. And once again, like, let me make this very clear. You guys don't have to have all the answers right now. You don't have to have all the answers ever. But when you do come across some of your answers, apply them. Understand them and apply them. I think that about wraps this thing. I actually have to go to work tonight. Yeah, crazy. So I gotta get ready for that. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have quick stories that you want to put in the comment section, absolutely do that, because I feel like a lot of people, like, you never know who you reach. So just go ahead and post it, and I love you guys, and I'll talk to you later.